There's no rational thinking, and you can't talk to them. It's just TDS, TDS, TDS. Welcome back. Be sure to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic. So Trump's putting a 104% tariff on China after they did a retaliatory tariff. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
You mentioned the 70 countries or so. I'm curious, though, under what conditions at this point would President Trump talk to President Xi about tariffs?
Look, I just spoke to the president about this, and he believes that China wants to make a deal with the United States. He believes China has to make a deal with the United States. It was a mistake for China to retaliate. The president, when America is punched, he punches back harder. That's why there will be 104% tariffs going into effect on China tonight at midnight. But the president believes that Xi and China want to make a deal. They just don't know how to get that started. And the president also wanted me to tell all of you that if China reaches out to make a deal, he'll be incredibly gracious, but he's going to do what's best for the American people.
Yeah, so when it all comes down to it with this whole tariff thing, sure, it is about unscrewing America from the rest of the world and, you know, making it more even when it comes to trade with the rest of the world. But really what Trump is doing is he's setting up America to never be fearful of China ever again, to never have to even really take China into consideration. That's why he wanted to do the minerals deal with Ukraine, so we got the minerals, and that's why he wants the Panama Canal control. That's why he wants Greenland, you know. It's all a play to just put the U.S. in position to never have to worry about China ever again. And basically, the guy pretty much wants to bankrupt China. You know, I mean, Trump, you know, he's got a decent relationship with China, but he basically has always hated China, the way they're taking U.S. jobs and manufacturing. It's just, we basically need to put ourselves into a position where China's just, yeah, China's just another country that they don't have any power over us because we've basically tariffed them into submission and crashed their economy and ruined their, you know, their currency just because that's what needs to happen now, folks. It's been too long, over 40 years, basically, of us just getting screwed, especially by China, and Trump's finally bringing manufacturing back to America. That's what he's doing, folks, and just don't worry, don't panic. The guy knows what he's... I love how people are trying to claim, oh, this economist is saying this economist. Listen, you know how many experts told you to get a safe and effective jab during COVID? You should never think about what the experts are saying, unless you know that this person's an actual expert in what they're saying and they're not just bought and sold by some entity like probably The Economist talking about how terrible everything is on CNN. You know, if you're watching an economist on CNN, just change the channel because you're just getting the CNN, you know, agenda spit right in your face. You're not going to hear any real information, folks. So yeah, do your due diligence. Don't be worried. Don't be a panicking, as Trump says, and just let the man work, folks. But all right, let's get to the next topic. The Maine Department of Corrections has lost their funding. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
What we did last night, some breaking news. We pulled all non-essential funding from the Department of Corrections in Maine because they were allowing a man in a woman's prison, a giant 6'1", 245-pound guy who committed a double murder with a knife, stabbed his parents to death and the family dog, and he identified as a woman. So they were letting him be housed in a female prison. No longer. We will pull your funding. We will protect women in prison. We will protect women in sports. We will protect women throughout this country. No more of that.
Yeah, so where do we get to the point in life where now all of a sudden, like, we're just bowing down to criminals like, oh, okay, oh, you're a criminal and you want a sex change and you want to claim you're a woman? Let's get you right in. Let's get you your sex change and then we'll get you right over to the woman's prison. It's like women are being so being a woman is like so hard these days where, I mean, I get it, it's prison, you know, but still, we got to separate the prisons, for God's sake. Jesus, we can't just be letting, you know, somebody say, I'm a woman, and now all of a sudden, you know, put me in the woman's prison so I can go, you know, do some bad things to the women in the prison, right? It's just one of the most insane things. Even Kamala wanted to give prisoners sex changes. Like, what are we doing, folks? Where did this even get? It's like, listen, you're in prison. You're in prison for the next 20 years. You're going to have to wait to get your sex change, all right? And we'll see if you still want it in 20 years, right? Or if this is just a little fad or a ploy you're doing to try to get into the women's prison, right? So you wait your damn 10 years or 20 years, and then, then you can go ahead and get your sex change on your dime, and, you can be happy being a woman out of prison and doing your womanly things, right? But no, that's not how it is. That's not it. You're going to, it's crazy that these types of things are actually being discussed. Like, God, it's just insane. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So apparently Trump is claiming that countries are kissing his ass. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
In the history of our country. And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
See, now this is exactly how I want the president to be, would you rather have a guy who maybe he puts out a mean tweet here and there, but gives you absolute full transparency, right? We know exactly what Trump is doing. We know exactly what he wants to do. We know when he's probably going to be doing it. He floats everything out there to get a feel for what people are thinking about everything he's talking about. And if people respond well, he's like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, would you rather have a guy like him, or would you rather have a Biden who's like, you don't even know if he's running the country? First of all, we all know he wasn't running the country, but you weren't getting any information from the Biden administration. All of a sudden, things would just come out like, oh, yeah, we're doing this thing and that, blah, 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 You got absolutely no transparency, yet people want to pretend like, oh my God, Trump's a terrible guy because he puts out mean tweets, or he's saying countries are kissing our ass. Yeah, it's because they are kissing our ass, because he knows that they have to bow down and bend the knee because of the tariff situation. It's just, he knew it was going to happen. It's happening, and the guy's loving every minute, and he's letting people know he's loving every minute of it. And frankly, I'm loving every minute of it too, because we get to be a fly on the wall for this whole deal, and it feels great. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So a TikToker's claiming that white people need to shame their other white people friends into protesting Elon and Trump. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
As a white person, if you are not constantly talking to your family and friends and basically shaming them into caring about the issues, you're not doing your fucking job as a white person. You're just not. Yesterday, I was successfully able to shame people into staying at the protest that we were at. And it works. You need to let white people know that they are the weakest link. They are the reason we are in the fascist country that we are in today. It's okay to say that. It's okay to say that to your fellow white people. You need to say it. You need to get comfortable talking about race, saying black, saying brown, talking about issues. You need to start getting comfortable, and you need to make sure that the white people in your life get more angry. And even if they're not angry, and even if they're sort of annoyed that you even mentioned it, shame them, make them stay, make them have the conversations.
Yeah, see, these types of people, all they are just a bunch of blowhards who are just insufferable people that you don't want anything to do with, right? They're trying to this is just the mentality of these people. Like, you got to get out and bother all your white friends, not your black friends or anybody. It's just, you got to get out there and bother your white friends and be a person who's just nobody likes, and you're spitting an agenda that nobody cares about. Only TDS people are spitting this agenda. And it's just, you don't want to associate yourself with these types of people, folks. I mean, it's unfortunate if you live with some of these people or you're a family member of these people and you can't really shake it. But like, if you don't need to associate with these people, just get them completely out of your life. You'll thank yourself later for just eliminating these types of, because these people, they're not rational, right? There's no rational thinking, and you can't talk to them. It's just TDS, TDS, TDS. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.